All right. All right. Hello, everybody. I think we're on. I think we've got a few. I hope so. It says we are. Got a few. I see Cindy. I see Stella. Let's see. All right. Well, here we go. We are live on YouTube, and hopefully it'll stream okay, and we'll be all right. We'll be good to go. There is a slight delay, just so you know, that YouTube has a slight delay on our feed, so your comments will not show up. Your comments will not show up in real time for us. So anyway, we'll get to your comments here in a few minutes as they come across. But I wanted to just hop on here live today. Obviously, it's been a pretty big news day for Disney. Announcements for the phased reopening of the Walt Disney World Resort. So I'm not going to bore everybody with everything that they announced today because we all already know the same information. But I did want to just kind of go over a few things, some housekeeping stuff. We're coming up on our 2nd anniversary, so we've got some news about that. I want to touch on our cast appreciation shows. We need to get those rocking and rolling because they're going to start getting called back to work, and we'll have less time with them. So anyway, honey?
Are you on Facebook?
No, we're on YouTube.
Just YouTube.
Yeah, it's just streaming to YouTube. The link is there. But anyway, so I hope you guys are having a good day. And it was a busy morning. So bullet points, Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom reopening, phased reopening on the 11th of July. We don't really have a whole lot of specifics yet on what that looks like and how they're going to go about with the capacity limits and the reservation system that they're going to implement for park attendants. So we'll wait those announcements in the coming days, hopefully sooner rather than later, and we'll know what that's going to look like for Animal Kingdom and Magic Kingdom. And then the following Wednesday on the 15th, of course, Hollywood Studios and Epcot. So that's exciting. We plan to be there. We're going to head down on the 5th of July, and we're going to go to the beach and do some non-Disney stuff in Central Florida. Go to the beach and hang out. My mom's going to come with us, and we're going to hey, Amanda. So we're going to head down that way on the 5th. And then, of course, in the back of my mind, I'm hoping for some sort of annual pass preview day in the days leading up to the phase reopening. So we'll see how that pans out. Hopefully,
Me too.
Fingers crossed we'll get to do that. But worst case scenario, we'll be there for the 11th. And hopefully we will be able to squeeze in there with some park reservations. So, of course, we can't make hotel reservations on site right now. We probably won't stay on site anyway. We've planned to take the dog with us this trip and my mom. So we'll likely have a house off property somewhere. So we'll see how all of that flies. Anyway, our cast shows. So next week, we're going to start with Tyler Crouch. My friend Tyler he's a former cast member from Disneyland Park, and we are going to do his cast show next week. I'm excited for you guys to see him. Some of you may already know him. He is fairly well known in the blogging community for Disney, and I won't spoil everything. But if you want to go and kind of research a little bit, Attraction Faction is his deal. And let me just see. He sent me the website, and you guys can go check him out if you want to while we're leading up to his show. But it's I think it's just attractionfaction.com, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. So and then they have a weekly podcast also on YouTube. You can find it at YouTube/Kingdom Report, The Kingdom Report. But we'll get those links dropped in the group so you guys will have access to all that. And then I'm sure he'll talk about what they do and all that kind of stuff on his show. But he was a former cast for Disneyland Park, and I'm excited for you guys to hear from him. And then, of course, we have other cast members lined up. We originally, I think we were going to do, try to squeeze in a couple cast members in one show. The more this progressed, it kind of turned into separate shows for each cast member, which I think is probably a better format anyway. I don't want to cut anybody short or anything like that. And the cast that's agreed to participate in this has a wealth of knowledge, and most of them are personal friends. Some of them I've only met recently, but a lot of them I know well. We have cast members from transportation. We have cast members from PhotoPass. We have cast members from merchandising and from the resorts. So it'll be a pretty well-rounded show. I hope you guys like it, and we'll start knocking those out next week with Tyler Crouch. Also wanted to talk about our second anniversary. So DisFoodies' second anniversary will be June the 16th, and we are going to do. Our kids are upstairs and they're running around, so hopefully they're not going to be running down here. Anyway, June 16th is our second anniversary, and to celebrate, it kind of just will flow into the phase reopening of the parks. So beginning tonight, I'll put all of this in a post in the group, so all of the details will be there. But beginning tonight, we're going to start running our second anniversary giveaway, which again is on June 16th. And then the contest, the giveaway, will run through the phased reopening day for Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom of July 11th. And then we'll be on property to announce the winners and all that kind of stuff on July 11th. We don't know where we'll be on property. Obviously, we don't know if we may be at the beach. We don't know if we're going to have Amanda, there's not a cast show tomorrow. Tyler's show is going to be either tomorrow or Friday. We've had some personal stuff come up that we've got to get taken care of this week. Some previous engagement that I wasn't aware of that we're going to do. So we're pushing his show to next week. But I'll keep everybody posted on what day that will be. So on the 11th, we don't know obviously where we'll be on property. We may Springs. Hopefully we luck out with reservations for Magic Kingdom Park, and we can do our announcement from there for our winner. But here's what we're going to do. So between now and July 11th, I'll get all this posted in the group so you'll know the details. But between now and July 11th, we're going to be running a contest. Huh? Danny? Wait a minute. He said, what is that? It's live television, folks. Are we still doing one tomorrow night? Danny, if you want to do yours tomorrow, we'll do yours tomorrow. I'll message you later. We can definitely do that tomorrow. Not a problem. That's not a problem. So I'll message you after the show, and we'll do all that. We've had a lot going on. We were out of town this past weekend visiting family in Indianapolis. We came home to a whirlwind of stuff that I won't go into detail here. So our last couple of days have just been, and then of course this morning's announcements, and all day today we've been busy from being out of town. So I think, Danny, you're right. We're doing yours tomorrow. So hey, Ashley. So sorry about that. Okay, back on track. Anyway, our giveaway will run beginning tonight through July 11th, and we'll announce our winner on July 11th. We're calling it the Welcome Back to Magic giveaway. So we're going to do a family 4-pack of Disney tickets. We don't know. Now, this is kind of a sticky situation because we don't really know what the parks are going to look like yet. So if for instance, there are the reservation system and no park hopping and things like that, we'll have to just wait for announcements from Disney on how this is all going to work. But we're going to give you guys a family 4-pack of park hopper tickets to Walt Disney World. In theory, they're good for all 4 parks, no restrictions, and park hopping. So and no blackout dates. So in theory, that's how this will work. If you want to go, if you're the winner and you travel before the end of this year or even into next year when things are still kind of hazy, we'll figure out how to make it work. If you don't travel until next fall and things are somewhat back to normal and we're kind of out of this funk, then no worries, you'll be good to go. So we'll get all of that situated and figure out how all that's going to work. But the good news is we want your first day back in the parks post-COVID to be on us. So we're going to give you a family 4-pack. Now, if it's just you and a significant other, congratulations, you'll get 2 days in the parks. If it's just you, if it's a solo, you'll get 4 days in the park. So it's four park hopper tickets. However you want to use them is up to you. So anyway, that's what we're going to do. How do you win? So you're already in our group 9 times out of 10. Well, maybe not 9 times out of 10, but most of you are already following our DisFoodies page on Facebook. The only other thing you've got to do to be entered to win is make sure you subscribe to YouTube, our YouTube channel, and that's it. So as long as you're a subscriber to our YouTube channel and you're following our DisFoodies page, both of those links will be in the announcement section. But that's it. If those two, you can tick off those 2 boxes, check off those 2 boxes, you're in to win. And like I said, you have until from now until July 11th to get on and, click your mouse a couple times and you'll be set. So, what did I forget?
Do you want them to comment if they have?
Yeah, once you've done that, when I get the post up in the announcement section, once you've done both of those things, comment that you have. We'll verify that you're following the page and following on subscribing on YouTube, and we'll get your name in the hat. So you have plenty of time to do that, but don't wait. Go ahead and do it now. Go ahead and get it done. That way you don't forget, because I would hate for you to miss out on some free Disney tickets. What am I forgetting, honey? I'm gonna get a drink of water.
I think that's it.
How do you feel about today's announcements from Disney? I know you said you're itching to get back to the parks.
I'm just itching to go to the beach.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're smart by waiting until, it surprises me that they're waiting so long after Universal opens. And I think it's smart because, what if, not to get too much into it, but what if for some reason they had to close again?
Right.
What if,
Right.
what if, they were required to close again? So I think waiting is probably smart on their part.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm excited, and I hate to sound bad, but I'm kind of excited about the lower crowd levels.
I am too. As long as we can get in.
If
you can't get in the parks, then the lower crowds aren't going to matter
I would
much
be
for you.
pretty
But the prospect of being in the Magic Kingdom, or any of the parks for that matter, with the lowest crowds in the history of the park since probably the 80s,
mad.
which I wasn't alive yet. So for me, it would be in the history of the parks. That's an exciting prospect to be able to. Now, of course, I'm disappointed that they've said no parades, no fireworks, character meet and greets are not going to be happening. There will be reduced hours, things like that. But it's a start. I'm excited to just be able to be there. I've said for a long time that I don't really care if I get to ride a single ride as long as I could just be in the park. So I guess now we're gonna see if that's the way I really feel about it, because that's what it's gonna be. We may not be able to ride everything. We don't know what restaurant reservations are gonna look like for sure. But it's a start. So I'm excited about being able to be in the parks.
You know what I saw today, and you guys probably saw it too, but maybe some of you. But World of Disney opened today,
Mm-hmm.
and I saw at one point there was a line, and they said they estimated the line was 6 hours to get into the World of Disney.
Right. Yeah.
That's insane to me.
That's not my jam.
It's crazy.
Yeah. No.
It's crazy.
Thank God for online shopping and mobile order. Folks, use mobile ordering. It will save you several headaches. So anyway, we're excited. We're excited to get back on property. Hopefully it will go smoothly. Of course, we care about our cast member friends and our non-friends and people we don't know. But the cast at Disney, we want you guys to be safe. We're glad that they're taking precautions and taking steps to make sure that you guys are protected. Because let's face it, without cast to run the parks, there is no sense in going to the park. There is no park. So we're glad that they're taking care of you guys, and we're excited to see you back on property. So anyway, yeah, Danny, mobile ordering does save lives. You're exactly right. Yeah. So anyway, with that, I'm I don't want to take up a lot of your guys' time, but we just wanted to do some housekeeping and talk about the upcoming cash shows and our second anniversary giveaway. If you guys have ordered your pins, which I think everybody that had ordered pins, everybody went out just about on the 15th or 16th. I think a couple of people ordered after that initial wave. If you haven't gotten those yet, let me know by the end of the week. I know we had a holiday week this week, Monday. The mail didn't run. I know a few of them showed up today. So let me know by the end of the week if they haven't shown up, and we'll look into those and make sure that your stuff gets to you. And I think there's one person. Yeah, Kathy, online ordering is awesome. Yeah. Who was it? I got to get some buttons too. Oh, Kimberly. Yeah. Kim, I got to get you your buttons. So those were supposed to go out before we left to go out of town, and they're still sitting on the island. So I'll get those in the mail to you in the morning. But if you guys don't get your buttons by the end of the week, or your pins rather, let me know. Message me or whatever. What's up, Max? Yeah, Laura got hers. Thank you, Laura, for letting us know. And almost everybody's went out separately. Very few had your last two sent together. So if you got one, the other's on the way. I think only maybe a handful, maybe a dozen people had their stuff all in one package. So anyway, we'll hang out for a couple of minutes if you guys have questions or want to chat about anything else. But that's what I wanted to talk about, is our cash shows and our second anniversary giveaway. So, uh-oh. Did we lose you guys?
I don't think so. It's still ticking.
Anyway, I know the comments are delayed by a few seconds, so if you guys have questions, drop them in the comments, and we'll hang out for just a few minutes. Oh, Mom, you're here late after all, I see. So, well, Amanda says people are still trying to learn to act right at Disney Springs. Yeah.
Instead of, like that lady that was cooking her hot dogs on the grill. Right.
Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, so hopefully, like I said, we're going to come down on the 5th and hope for a preview day for annual pass holders. Hopefully that'll happen. If it does, great. If it doesn't, we'll already be there, and then hope for a opening day, July 11th, Magic Kingdom. We'll hit Magic Kingdom, and then we'll plan to do Animal Kingdom the next day, and then come Wednesday, hopefully we'll be able to hit Epcot and Hollywood Studios. So was this an announcement from Disney, or was this something that we just talked about, park hopping? I'm trying to remember if I saw something official. I don't remember if I saw anything official about park hopping.
The only thing official that I saw was on that parks blog where it's talking about the resorts opening. Some resorts opening on
DVC, and then the Fort Wilderness Cabins on the 22nd, I think.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're excited.
Yeah.
We're excited. Yes, Cindy. You guys are blocked out till August. Of course, we'll be back down for Labor Day weekend. The end of August. So hopefully you guys will be around then, and we can hang out for a little while.
And we went from 4th of July to Disney one year. That's the only time we've ever actually been to Disney in July.
Right.
The heat doesn't bother me as much as maybe somebody else. So,
well, my bald head gets sunburned if I'm not careful.
I'm anxious to see.
We normally don't go we'll go like Memorial Day, which last weekend we were supposed to be at Disney, and then we normally don't go until Labor Day. So so those summer months we don't normally go anyway. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure how it'll be. I know it'll be hot. So we'll pack extra sunscreen.
We may be getting up and being at the park when they open after all.
Yeah. That's a good question, Max. I don't know.
I'm looking here, right there.
Oh, let's see.
I'm trying to look and see if I can find that.
I didn't see anything about hotels other than DVC and Fort Wilderness cabins. I didn't see anything about the pools yet. So I would imagine those announcements will be coming in the coming days, maybe a week or so. I would expect. Maybe Chapek will do a presser, or maybe it'll be a Parks blog release or something. But I'm really not. I'm just really not sure. I mean, I have my guesses, but I don't know. We'll wait for official news. But as far as resorts, nothing that I've seen yet. Same for pools. Yeah.
Amanda, I totally agree with Amanda there. That'd be
right. Well, if it's reduced capacity, they'll be able to spread us out a little bit better.
Mm-hmm. Okay, because it says Disney Vacation Club resorts will open to members and guests, and Disney's Fort Wilderness Resort will begin to reopen on June 22nd.
Right. But not regular resort
they never
hotels.
Said it. And this was something I saw on some page, but one of the Disney groups I'm in, but somebody had said something about like they were booked at like Pop Century or something, and Disney had contacted them and asked them if they would be willing to move to Art of Animation or something, like something similar.
Yeah.
So I almost wonder that maybe they haven't officially announced, other resorts being open, but maybe, non-DVC resorts, they may be trying to condense them to like maybe offer one, oh my gosh, help me. I'm like totally blanking.
Well, I feel like they're trying to spread the capacity around, right?
Right.
Because I know I've seen several comments from various boards, people saying that they were contacted to move from AOA to Coronado Springs or from here to there, So I'm sure they're working on making sure that they have, adequate space for everybody, and that they're not going to be operating the hotels at 100% capacity or even 80 or 90% capacity. It's going to be drastically reduced, and I feel like they're trying to make headway with that ahead of time and moving people around as needed. And that might be what they're using some of the DVC rooms for.
Maybe, yeah.
It very well could be. So I'm curious about that as well. I feel like Disney is great about making sure that everyone has as magical an experience as possible. So Max, with the lack of fireworks, the lack of parades, no character meets, reduced dining reservation availability, things like that, it wouldn't surprise me if there were some other things to make up for it. So like probably not this, but as an example, when crowds are super high, sometimes you be at the parks and you might be walking by an otherwise empty space and you've got cast members set up with jump ropes or ring toss or things like that. I've witnessed that in the parks where they're doing just kind of just random activities, when like maybe Splash Mountain and Big Thunder Mountain Railroad have both gone down. So there's a ton of open space over there, and they've been, playing games with kids. So, with the situation we're in with everybody being conscious of social distancing and things like that, I don't think that will happen. But maybe things similar to that, where they're offering other alternative experiences to kind of make up for the fact that there's going to be so much missing. I don't think they're going to be handing free Mickey bars out to everybody. They can't do that. I mean, they lost $30 million a year for the last 2 months, and they're not opening for another month and a half. So I don't think they're going to be doing that. But
I would take one of those big old giant Mickey balloons.
Right.
I would take one of those.
Yeah. Well, they're $15. You can have one.
And
bring cash
in exchange for $15.
In exchange for $15. So it wouldn't surprise me if there were some things that were done to kind of mitigate that. So
yes, Value Resort. Thank you. Look.
Oh yeah.
Thank you, Kush.
Yeah. Kathy, I'm not sure how to navigate either. I mean, it's hard to plan. First of all, planning Disney is a full-time job anyway. So when you're operating with limited information, it makes it even more difficult to kind of to make plans. I mean, you don't know, is the Skyliner going to be running? Yes. Okay. Well, we can stay at Caribbean Beach. No. Well, do we want to stay there and not have that transportation option? You know, so it makes it difficult when you don't have all the pieces to the puzzle. So hopefully that sort of information will be available sooner rather than later. So I know, yeah. So Lion King, we don't go to Animal Kingdom and not see the Lion King show. We do it every time. It's my favorite show on property. I don't know. I'm kind of sad about that. So I'm curious. You know, it's possible that they could still phase those in. And it's not going to be right away, but I guess they could still phase those in eventually with every other row or only a couple of sections, and still offer those sorts of entertainment options. But hopefully
it'll be hard if all cast members are required to wear masks.
It'd be very difficult. Yeah. So I don't know, that kind of stuff remains to be seen.
I agree with Amanda. She said, I'm not sure if Disney knows all the details yet.
They don't. I mean, this is unprecedented. I hate to use all the cliches that we've all heard for the last 2 months, but it is unprecedented. So everybody's kind of, it's trying to learn how to navigate this situation that no one's ever been in before. So I'm hopeful, but I'm also not naive. I know it won't happen while we're there in July. So, so Amanda, I don't know if this is confirmed or if this is just something I read. I know that they were in talks with a couple of different resorts. I want to say Coronado Springs was one of them for the NBA to stay at, for players, coaches, trainers, whatever, you know, whoever's going to be there. I've lost my train of thought. But Coronado Springs, I feel like I heard that somewhere. I don't know if that's an official announcement or if that was maybe just in an article I read. I'll find it. I'll see if I can find it and I'll post. But CSR was thrown around. So let's see.
I'm hoping this will limit to
that would be cool.
I told Sam that same thing. I was like, well, you know, if we go down there, maybe we could take the kids to, you know, an NBA game. I thought they would like that, but then I agree with that.
Right.
I think they said no fans.
Well,
so.
the last I heard was they were still trying to figure out how to, you know, if it was going to be just the players and the coach, or if trainers were going to be allowed to attend as well. So I don't think fans will get to go. If they do, that would be awesome.
That would be really cool.
I would definitely try to get in there and see and go to a game or two if we could. But yeah, we're still waiting on the official announcement on that. But it looks like they're pretty close to a deal on that. So. But you're right, Amanda. I don't think Disney even knows all the details yet. That's funny, Kathy. Let's see. Kathy Palumbo says we have a fall break trip tentatively booked. I got an email update from touring plans about. Hours are changing for sure. For Animal Kingdom, I think the last time. Now we all know how My Disney Experience is. The My Disney Experience app, the website. It's Disney IT is not known for their efficiency. I'll put it that way. But the last time I pulled up My Disney Experience app just an hour or so ago, it showed some things that are still wrong, like water park hours and extra magic hours at Magic Kingdom, which I don't see those coming to fruition. But as far as Magic Kingdom, they were showing closing at 7 p.m. Animal Kingdom, I want to say was
6 o'clock.
Right, but opening hours, was it 10 to 6 or was it 8 to 6? I don't remember. You can check on My Disney Experience.
I think it was 8 to 6 for Magic or for Animal Kingdom, and then 9 to 7 for Magic Kingdom. Because I remember thinking it was the same hours. It was just
kind of staggered, right? So the hours have been shifting on My Disney Experience this afternoon and this evening. So check those out. Pay attention to those. they will be reduced. Those hours will be reduced, and we're already kind of seeing that on the app. So yeah. Once Cass starts getting the callbacks, once the hub starts filling up with shifts, then it'll be hard to hide, what's going on. So that kind of stuff will be coming out soon, I'm sure. Halloween parties is another thing. I mean, it's just hard because the biggest draw is that Booty U parade and the meet and greets. I mean, where else can you meet all 7 dwarfs, and Jack Skellington? And it's like, so those sorts of things. And
especially if they're doing reduced hours, those Halloween parties go till what, midnight?
Yeah. Yeah. So granted, the first Halloween party is not scheduled or was not scheduled until late August. So we still have, 3 months to kind of lead into that. We don't know what that's going to look like. It could go off without a hitch, and they could, have everything back up and character meets and trick or treating and all could all happen. So we'll see how that plays out. But that's a good question. So, and then even for Halloween parties, and then you figure if things are not any better, you'll have the same questions for Christmas parties. If they aren't doing those special event only activities, the draw to go to those events I don't think would be there. It's a hard spend for me already as a hard ticket event for what is involved or what is included. So if you take away those few perks, it's just
maybe as extra Pixie dust. Maybe they'll do. Maybe they'll just give all the candy away during the regular hours.
Right.
I'll take all of the chocolate.
Yeah.
All the candy.
So right, it's just
Sorry.
That's okay. You're right. So we talked about this a few minutes ago. I don't know if this is Tom or Sherry talking, but whichever one of you it is, maybe it's both of you. We don't know about park hopping yet. That wasn't specifically mentioned that I heard. I kind of doubt it. If you're going to have to make reservations for a specific park, I would kind of lean toward not having the option to park hop, unless for some reason they have it set up to where you can, check availability on the fly. And if there is availability and you want to hop, maybe they'll have it incorporated into the system somehow to where you can make that reservation to, Magic Kingdom. And while you're there, if a reservation opens for Animal Kingdom, you can grab it and go. To me, that seems like that may be a stretch. So I would say probably in the beginning, whatever park you go to, that's your park for the day. I don't know how they'll handle that for people like, annual pass holders that have park hopping included in your Platinum Annual Pass, or people that have purchased park hoppers for their resort stay. So all of that kind of info, I'm sure will be announced at some point.
Did they say, or did I miss how once they get back open, how far in advance that you could make? Like, when do you make your reservation for? Did they say? Did they say I missed it, or they just didn't say?
No, the always vague more information will be coming soon. More details to follow. So
because they'll have to do it far enough in advance, like like the people that show up at
both.
Like the people that show up at Hollywood Studios to try to get, a spot for Galaxy's Edge.
Right.
They can't have people showing up at the parks like that.
Right.
So they'll have to do it
just
far
to be
enough in
turned
advance.
away.
Right.
Right.
So they'll have to do it far enough in advance.
Well, and you can look
plan.
Right. Pull up on YouTube some of the videos for the reopening of Shanghai, and you can kind of get an idea of how their system is working. I expect it to be very, very similar, if not identical to theirs, because that infrastructure is kind of already implemented there. So I would imagine it'll be very similar to theirs. They haven't talked specifically about virtual queues for rides. So the Parks blog from a week ago, maybe a few days ago, they did specifically mention the possibility of virtual queues, but there's been that conversation hasn't been furthered. Excuse me. So we don't know yet. But I do know that they're going to try to not have, a standby queue or a fast pass queue full of people, just standing even 6 feet apart. You think about some of the queues like Small World, how even on a regular day with it packed, people were still, the queue was spilling into across the aisle to Peter Pan. So if you take 6 feet between each party, the line would just be back to the main entrance. So we don't know, but they have mentioned the possibility of virtual queues for attractions. So again, hurry up and wait, right? Yeah, I do too, Amanda. Disney is the master of storytelling. Disney is consistently the top rated in guest relations. They know how to make this work. They know how to do it. Even when it's things that are brand new like this, I have nothing but faith that they'll make it as good as they possibly can. I think they'll do it right. So Amanda says she thinks Shanghai is only doing a few days in advance, and they're having people wait in line. I don't think they will even have fast pass. So that might be accurate. Mm-hmm. I know that first day they were reopened, I know that the tickets for at least that one day were gone within just minutes. And I know for several days after that. So I'm not sure if it's tapered down since then or not. Yeah, I do too. I think they'll lean toward virtual. So I was told a while back that when Rise of the Resistance went to their virtual queue system, that at that time they didn't have the capacity to do that for more than one attraction at a time. So I don't know if that's still true or if they've expanded that infrastructure or if they'll alternate. I have no idea. But I do know that it'll be some sort of virtual line for most of the attractions, just for the simple fact that they're not going to want 1,000 people in line for Mine Train and the line stretching all the way back to Space Mountain. So Kathy says she's shredding her spreadsheet. Yeah. So anyway, and Kathy, here's the deal. By March, this could be a completely different conversation. I know some of you that have said that you won't go back until next fall or maybe 2020. What is this? Yeah, 2022. So by then, it's anybody's guess. This is an ever-changing, constantly evolving situation. I told somebody earlier, it may have been you, we don't know what the parks are going to look like in 3 months. We don't know about, when are the fireworks going to come back? When are the meet and greets going to come back? What is Food and Wine going to look like? We don't know what's going to happen 3 months from now.
Nobody would have thought
much less 3 months ago. We didn't know. What is this, May? So February, the parks weren't even closed yet. There was no talk about closure. There was no talk about any of this 3 months ago. So in 3 months from now, we just don't know. So, hey Ed, what took you so long?
He was eating his Culver's.
Yeah, he was in the Culver's drive-through. So, but anyway, it's hard to say. But by the time you go, Kathy, back in March, it could be a whole different conversation. So hold on to your spreadsheet just for a few more days. Yeah, I feel like I saw that too, Diane, about no single rider line, and I'm sure that's because when you've got a single rider line, you're put with another group, right? So let's say Jennifer and I and one of our kids are going to ride Rock and Roller Coaster. Well, the parties of two, it's 2 by 2 by 2. So they would stick a single rider in with one of us. Well, they're not going to be doing that with all of the social distancing rules in place. So the single rider line will be a no-go for the foreseeable future. If and when that comes back, we don't know. But for sure, there will be no single riders for a while. You're absolutely right, Amanda. We don't know what opening day will look like. So they could.
It may be all 12 of us there, and that might be it.
Yeah, we've got 12 of you watching, and the two of us. So it may just be us chickens. So yeah, right. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Um, buddy, I would love a virtual queue for Rose and Crown. I am very curious to see how they're going to handle table service restaurants. Quick service is fairly easy. I mean, you've got mobile ordering. You can walk up and get your stuff and go. You can, literally eat anywhere. So quick service, I don't think will be as huge of a problem. But I'm very interested to see how they'll handle table service restaurants and the capacity there, and what that looks like.
And it could be like Rose and Crown, for instance, where people go in and tend to, I mean, like you usually will go in and get something and then come back out. But I know a lot of people will go in and be there for a while, but it may be a situation where like they're spaced out, at the bar, they're spaced out every 6 feet, or.
Well, that's hard in Rose and Crown.
Right.
There's barely 6 feet of bar available in Rose and Crown.
They will allow it to X amount of people in there at a time, and you're allowed to go in, order your drink, and then you have to go.
Right.
Like you can't.
No. Well, like for instance, Oga's, you had a 45-minute time limit, right? So, oh, hi, Emma. We see you. Anyway, Oga's has a 45-minute time limit, right? So it very well could be, no lingering, you get in, do your thing, and get out. So, right, 4-hour waits for the virtual queue at World of Disney today. So,
last night, we took away half the table. Bars are open here in Tennessee, aren't they?
You know what? I don't know.
I mean, we don't have many bars here in Hendersonville, but
Nashville may have.
I think they could open the bars.
Maybe. I don't know.
And I think that
we don't go hang out at bars,
right.
So I don't keep up with that. So.
But I think that they removed a lot of the restrictions for restaurants and stuff, but a lot of restaurants still have a lot of restrictions. So
right.
Like Emma, our oldest daughter, she wants to go eat on Friday for her birthday at a restaurant here in town. And I actually called today, and they're still only seating half capacity. So they may be like that in Florida for a while.
Right.
Especially places like Disney where
and even though
have a lot of people. Just
like anywhere else, even if the state says, okay, you can do this, the individual businesses can say, even though we can do this, we're not going to yet. So it's still up to the individual businesses. And I know Disney will err on the side of caution. Thank you, Kathy. She thinks this week.
She's local, right?
Yeah, Kathy, you're in Murfreesboro, right? So I think that is correct. But anyway, just because they can do it doesn't mean they will do it. And I know that they'll be as cautious as they feel they need to be, to make sure that everybody's safe. So, okay, yeah, there you go. They just went to 50% this past Monday. I think that's true for Nashville proper, also Davidson County. I think they just went to 50%. Because they were kind of on their own terms as a county. So anyway, so we all things considered, we are excited to get back. We have friends on both sides of the coin here that can't wait to get back, and others that aren't in any hurry to get down there. But if you're going to be around when they reopen the second couple of weeks in July, the 11th through, I guess, what's that next Sunday, the 19th. So if you're going to be around, let us know. We're going to be down there soaking in as much Disney as we can before our kids go back to school, if they go back to school at the beginning of August. So we're going to try to squeeze in as much Disney time as we can before we get tied to our regularly scheduled programming here in Nashville. So anything else? I just need to know how California Grill is going to handle their reservations. That's all I need to know. That's it. I just need to know that I'm going to be able to go get my wontons and my sidecar. And I know I won't be watching the fireworks, but if I can have my wontons and a sidecar I can stand out on the catwalk and at least look at the castle. So I'll be happy with that.
They could just go out on the catwalk. They could just toss the wontons down to us. And
Right,
we can
yeah.
just catch them.
I know it's 15 floors up, but I'll take my chances. I'll bring a net and you can just throw them down to me and
it'll get a little.
Yeah,
cool
it'll be
down
like a
now.
game.
Right.
It'll be like a like a beanbag toss game.
What was that game where you would put the cookie on your face and you would have to minute to win it?
Minute to win it.
Minute to win it.
Yeah, Ed. Yes, asking for yourself. Yeah, the kids and Jennifer will all be in attendance. I already made one solo trip this year. Well, not solo. My mom and my aunt and my cousin went for the day. And I'm only allowed to do that so many times before I come home to change locks and my stuff on the front porch. So I've already got that one out of the way. Yeah, I agree. I think it'll be the safest place to be.
Mm-hmm.
I truly believe that. And for those that don't want to go at the very beginning, that's fine. I'm looking at it like I want to be there as soon as possible because that's the cleanest the parks will ever have been. So go in, get out, and while everything is nice and sparkling, shining, clean.
And I could maybe see some people too, like us, that don't typically go a whole lot during the summer. Maybe that them saying, "Okay, well, I'm still going to wait until it cools down before I go back."
Right?
It's going to be hot.
It will be hot. So, Lisa, we hope to see you too. I know you'll be. I know you'll be around. I don't remember what you said your dates were, but I know you'll be there around the same time frame. So hopefully we'll see you. Yeah, mid to late June would be great for Disneyland news. We were supposed to be in Disneyland over Father's Day weekend. I had a work thing over the weekend before Father's Day. So we were going to make a road trip out, stop and see some friends in Oklahoma and go see the Grand Canyon and then go do Disneyland and some other things in California. And that was supposed to happen that third weekend of June. That's clearly not going to happen now. So hopefully we'll hear some news on Disneyland soon. Yeah, right. Yeah, they need to go back to school. I agree. Yeah, because Corley College didn't go so well the last few weeks of school. So no, Max, we'll be back by then. We registration for our kids will be the 28th, 27th.
27th and 28th.
So our plan is to go down, head down there about.
Back on the 3rd.
Yeah, we start school fairly early, I think, compared to most parts of the country. But we're planning to head down around the 5th, and then we'll come home either the 18th or the 19th. We'll be down there for about 2 weeks, and we'll come home the week before we got to get school registrations done. So we will not be there on July 29th. Did you move your dates, Maxwell? I feel like you were earlier than the 29th. Lisa, yeah, the 10th and the 17th. So we will be there. Maybe we'll both get to go into Magic Kingdom on the 11th. Fingers crossed on that. So hopefully,
all 14 of us.
All 14 of us. I'm at the point now where I want as much information. Well, here's the deal. They probably have told us everything they know right now for the most part. He says no, they didn't. I don't know why I thought your trip was a couple of days ahead, because I thought that we would, if we came down before school registration, I thought we were possibly going to overlap by a couple of days, but I don't know. My calendar's not in front of me, so I don't remember. Anyway, you guys need to just go on, and you've already moved your dates a couple times. You might as well wait and go Labor Day weekend, because we will be there Labor Day weekend. So you're going to change your hotel 4 more times before then anyway, right? So anyway, I will be at that rope drop. I'm at the point now where I want to have, I want to know now. You know what I mean? I feel like Veruca Salt. I want it now. I want to know what the virtual queue system is going to look like. I want to know what the reservation system is going to be like for Florida. And I want to be able to know those things so I can calm down a little bit, and be able to plan and not, like Kathy said, wade through the swamp, while trying to figure out when we're going to be where. So It'll be good. I'm nervous. I'm excited. I wish we knew more, but we will. I would imagine that within our dog is crazy. I would imagine that within the next couple of weeks, I give it maybe a month tops. They'll start rolling out some more detailed information on how all of that stuff is going to go. Oh, I see. Yeah, I agree. It was almost a tease. It's like they gave you just enough, to like, okay, great, we have dates, but how are we what are the park access going to look like? What's that going to look like? So it was a tease. That's right. Birthdays for both of them. So anyway, so here's the story. Okay, so we're keeping an extra.
Get me nervous.
We're keeping an extra close eye on our dog because he's acting weird. We were gone. We were in Indianapolis this past weekend. My mom came and checked on the dog and all that kind of stuff. So my mom was here yesterday at noon, fed the dog, gave him water, let him out, was here for a while.
If you have a weak stomach, go ahead and sign off.
So between the hours of noon and when we got home about 7 o'clock last night from Indiana, it was maybe 7? 6:30?
6
7?
or 6:30, yeah.
Within that time frame, apparently while my mom was here, the dog snuck and found some candy or some chocolate or something. And after my mom left, of course, she put him back in his kennel. We're 4.5 hours away. We're on our way home. By the time we got here, the dog had
some gastrointestinal distress.
He had a very bad time. He had a bad experience.
Yeah.
And it was not good. His kennel is in our home, in the mudroom. Thank God we don't have carpet in there. It's hardwood, so it wasn't as bad as it could have been. So I'll spare the dirty details, but he had a bad. So that's why I say he's acting a little funny still, and we're keep a close eye on him in case he needs to go out right now. Because if he says he needs to go out right now, I need to take him out right now. Otherwise, it'll be very, very bad, and I don't want to relive last night.
I bet our video would go viral.
My God, I don't. Yeah, it was not a fun time. The worst part of it was, Ed, you're watching, you'll appreciate this. The worst part of it was, on the way home, we stopped. We thought we'll just hit a drive-through on the way home, grab dinner, so we don't have to get out of the house again and get back in the car. We've been in the car, for 5 hours. So we go through Culver's, we get our food, we get in the house and find out what has transpired, and then it's a good hour and a half later, and it's like your food's been sitting there. I had a hot plate, and it was actually still hot. It was still fairly warm when I finally got to eat. But that was the worst part. We had just gone through Culver's on the way home, and then it's like, oh, okay, so I'm not eating ever again. So anyway, yes, poor puppy. He's fine now, but we're just being overly cautious when he starts digging at the rug or.
I'm just gonna say what I experienced yesterday. I'll never want to experience that again.
I never. I don't ever. Never, ever, ever.
Not a good thing to come home to.
Never.
It was not good.
Yeah.
I don't want to go through that ever again.
Yeah.
Not a good thing to come home to.
Yeah, it was not. So anyway, that's why we're kind of keeping an eye on him. And just Lord help. It just reaffirmed in me my belief that once he's gone, I am out of the pet business. I love him. He's a great dog. No problems other than that, which was not his fault. I understand it wasn't his fault. But
it kind of was his fault.
Yeah, well, yeah. Anyway, so
I'd have another dog, but
this
just put a diaper on.
This broadcast took a turn. So
really crappy.
Yes, we missed AGT, but it's a very crappy situation.
Mm-hmm.
But it's on the DVR, so we're going to watch it tonight. And yes, you need to get there, Amanda. Go get some cheese curds and some custard.
Oh yeah.
When they open their location in Hendersonville, we stopped going anywhere else for frozen treats. Like Sonic Blast or McFlurries or whatever. Once they open, their custard is just so good. It's great.
Bye-bye.
So we actually, when we want ice cream, we go there. So go get some cheese curds and some
Behave, or I'm
custard.
gonna put you in the dog's kennel.
Yeah, you don't want to be in there. So anyway, that's all I got. That's all I got.
Apparently, Kobe's crying.
Yeah. Do be She's so funny. So yeah. Yeah, we're gonna go watch AGT. So anyway, so we're gonna get those posts, the relevant info in a post for you guys on the our new contest, our what did we say we're calling it? Our welcome back to the magic giveaway. So anyway, we're excited. We hope you guys are excited. It is Culver's is amazing. You're right. Freddy's custard. I don't think I've had Freddy's custard. We'll have to look for them. I do too. I miss any Dole Whip.
Oh, she's
Yeah.
not a big kindergartner. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
got mixed feelings on that, but
Yeah. So anyway, we'll be talking to you guys again soon. Our cash shows are going to start up. I got to get with Danny. Apparently, we made plans for tomorrow, and I forgot about him. So I need to get with him, and we'll get the information to you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for humoring us. Thank you for humoring us with our poor dog story. It was. We hope you enjoyed it. So no, I don't know if Disney made any announcements today. I don't know. So anyway, we will see you guys soon, and we hope you have a great rest of your night.